clothing line you're launching here with some Higo Sucks memorabilia, or is this a one of a kind?
I mean, this is a one of a kind. I got a bunch of shit lined up, a lot of Danny Sabatello, the Italian gangster wardrobe in the works. This might just be a one and done. I don't know. After this fight, I'll be coming out with a lot of more merch than fans and everybody can come out with. Obviously, a lot of good shit, a lot of funny shit. That's just kind of who I am. I let that persona reap into my fucking wardrobe. But yeah, I just want to remind everybody that Higo sucks, really.
And I guess for, looking at this from an outsider's perspective, I feel like, Gegard Mousasi's big name, he's on this card, but like, you're kind of the guy that everybody's looking at here. Have you felt that at all? Have things changed, do you feel like, this fight week after the Hawaii show?
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like I'm stealing a show. I think this fight with me and Higo is going to be the biggest fight on the card, and not just that, one of the biggest fights of the year. I think with everything said and done into it, we fucking hate each other. That's the fact of the matter. If I see him before the fight, I might not be able to hold myself back. I might have to smack him in the fucking face. Hopefully I don't see him before the fight. It just wouldn't be a good idea. But yeah, when I go online and I see all this media on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and all that shit, I see the fans are very excited for this fight. Obviously, Mousasi's a legend, so that fight's going to be great with my boy Johnny. But I think the real main event is me and Higo, obviously with the bad blood and the high level of MMA that's about to be in place. Higo does suck, but I'm very good, so you're going to see a very good MMA fight. You're going to see domination. You're going to see torture. You're going to see violence. My goal going in here, again, is to give him between 23 and 29 stitches on his face. I want to leave him fucking scarred for life. This is a guy that's very disrespectful to the MMA game, and I need to fucking punish him for it. And I think fans are very excited for that. There's a lot going into this fight. It's not just what's going on in the cage. A lot of shit's going outside of the cage, but it's obviously going to get settled Friday night when I fuck him up.
And you have the benefit here of getting the last word, and we spoke to him a little while ago, and he said, if you thought you're a gangster, you've never been to Brazil, so how can you call yourself a gangster? You didn't grow up on the streets of Brazil. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that guy can't even fucking make weight. That guy's not a man of his word. If he says that he's gonna fucking make 135 and then doesn't make it time after time again, that means just he's a little pussy, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But I love that he's talking shit, because if you look at his previous fights, he's never talking shit. He's always respectful to his opponent. But when you fight Danny Sabatello, everything's different. Fight week's different. Everything changes when you fight me. I got him talking shit. That was one of my goals going into this fight, was getting him to talk shit, and I already accomplished that. I'm already in his fucking head. He doesn't understand mental warfare because he's a fucking idiot. I know when he steps into that cage Friday, he's going to feel a little bit more pressure, a little bit more heat. That light's going to be a little bit brighter and his legs are going to be a little bit heavier, because now he's putting pressure on himself because he's talking shit. He's going to feel the repercussions once he loses. So I think I already got him beat. I think I'm already in his head. I love that he was in here before that talking shit about me, and it's just going to be fucking great.
And have you always been like this, or was this like something you figured out along the way that like you just had a mental edge?
Nah, I have always been like this. I started wrestling at the age of 4, so I was always in combats my whole life. And that's just kind of my persona. It doesn't matter what the fuck we're doing, whether we're playing pinball or throwing darts. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. I'm going to be talking shit. I'm going to be trying to get in your head. You know what? Because a lot of things in this life are fucking mental, and the mentality is huge. One thing about me is my fucking mental game is bulletproof. That's one of my best attributes. And when you compound that with his fucking weak mental game, then I'm just gonna fucking have it even shine even more. When he's late in the fucking fight and he's tired, he's bleeding, and he's just gassed out, and he wants a way out. He wants me to finish him, but I'm not gonna fucking finish him when he wants me to. I'm gonna drag him out a little bit more, make him bleed a little bit more, torture him a little bit more, and then I'll fucking finish him.
I think sometimes when we see fighters that are very skilled in the trash talk department, Conor McGregor for example, when they suffer a loss, or that people just are all over them, it like adds this whole wave of attention and memes and this, that, and the other. Do you ever do you use that as motivation? Like, I don't want to talk all this smack and then not back it up?
I don't really give a fuck, honestly. Whether I win or lose, it would take a lot for me to lose. I would have to slip on a banana peel, but obviously miracles do happen, and I can lose. The fact of the matter is, Higo has somewhat of an okay guillotine, so as long as I stay out of that, I don't see myself losing. But obviously, this is fighting, man. This is fucking crazy in that cage. It's anarchy. It's total violence. You never know what's going to happen. So obviously, I could lose, but my life won't be altered in any sort of way. The people around me, my family and my friends, they'll always have my back. It's not like if I lose, my family's going to disown me. My friends are going to say, oh, we're not your friend anymore. So it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters when you lose is that fake Instagram and Twitter world where I don't even give a fuck about what they say anyways. Obviously, there's going to be a whole comment section. I know the rest of the Bellator fighters have shit saved up in their drafts, waiting for me to lose, waiting for it to say, oh, Sabatello, big mouth sucks. But I don't really give a fuck. That won't alter my way. my life in any way. I don't care. You know what? It is what it is. Maybe I'll win. Maybe I'll lose. Either way, I'm going to get up the next day. I'll be motivated, and I'll be talking shit even more.
Great. Thanks.
What does everything happening up to this point amplify the trash talk and stuff? Like you said, it seemed to make you happy knowing that he was in here talking trash. I mean, that's for you. That's a sign that you're winning the mental warfare. Does everything since like leading up to Friday kind of like amplify your outlook on winning the side of mental warfare?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? There's little check marks to be had before the fight. People just think of the fight as the fight, but the fight starts once it's announced. I've been in this fight since this was announced, maybe 2 months ago when I thought I had him. And you check off little things. One of the things I needed to check off was to get him to talk shit. Check. That's only going to play it even more into the fight. He doesn't understand this is a long game, it's a long process, and obviously the mentality, the mentals of this is huge. So obviously I like where I'm sitting, I like where I'm at. I love hearing that he was talking trash. I know he's going to be even more mad. He's going to want to knock me out in that first round. He's going to have more adrenaline. That only means he's going to get even more tired. That only means I'm going to be more calm at home. All I do is talk trash. So that's just like nothing new to me. This is foreign territory to him. He's never been there. He's never had to talk trash or want to kill somebody. He's always respectful. Now this is a different him. Who knows what type of fighter shows up now? You know what fighter shows up when I fight, and now I'm talking trash. It's one that's going to kill you. So obviously, I think that first round, he's going to want to fucking murder me. If he doesn't fucking get me out of there in that first round, it's going to be a long night for this motherfucker.
And then one last one for me. After all is said and done, the fight's over, does the beef go away or does it stay?
See, this is a guy I just don't like. I don't like when people miss weight this much. Had he not missed weight a bunch of times, maybe. You know, I try to bury the hatchet after the fight. Just because, you know what, it's done, it's settled. I don't need any fucking energy after this shit. But with this, man, I got no excuses for guys that miss weight. I think it's a burden on MMA. It's a problem in MMA that these guys are missing weight. So I honestly don't think I'll ever like this motherfucker. But obviously I'm not going to keep talking trash to him after I beat the shit out of him. Just wouldn't be right. But I don't think I'll ever like him.
Well, thank you.
Just one for me. So Danny, you train at ATT, one of the best gyms in the world. So can you kind of go a little bit on like who's been helping you throughout this whole camp?
Yeah, ATT is the best gym in the world. You know, we got the biggest studs. We got the most studs. I've been going a lot with Pedro Munoz, and before Tony Gravely's fight was going a lot with him. You know, Pedro Munoz has one of the best guillotines in the UFC, so I've been feeling that guillotine. You know, Adriano Moraes, I've been going with him a lot. He's got a great guillotine, great jiu-jitsu. So I'm going with two very high-level guys that have huge jiu-jitsu games. Obviously better than my opponent Higo's. So it just makes me even more confident going into this matchup where I'm going against guys like Pedro Munoz and Adriano Moraes. Then you know what? When I got Higo, my pressure's going to be too much. I'm just going to fucking smash him. And that's what I got to do. I know I got to fight somewhat smart because obviously this is fighting. Anything can happen. You know, if your hands are out of the fucking position, just a centimeter, say goodnight, the light's over. But yeah, obviously with going guys like Pedro and Adriano at ATT, the best gym, come on, you know, I've seen everything.
What's up, Danny? How you doing? Competing in a sport that has long been dominated by Brazilians, does your Italian heritage give you any added motivation to be the best bantamweight in the world and to continue to make a name for Italy within the sport?
Yeah, I mean, well, Italians are the toughest people there are out there. We might not have the most MMA fighters in there, but obviously if you have Italian descent, you're just different, you're tougher, you appreciate food more. But yeah, I mean, it does give me more motivation. I love fucking representing Italians in Italy and everybody, all the Italian Americans in America. But also I do have a lot of Brazil fans. I got guys DMing me in Brazil saying they're sick of Higo and his weight misses. You know, my boxing coach is Brazilian, my kickboxing coach is Brazilian, my Muay Thai coach is Brazilian. So I'm representing for the Brazilians in a way. I don't think he's very liked over there. I feel like I'm representing a lot of people. Obviously I have a ton of haters, probably more haters than lovers, but they're fucking from all over. But yeah, I love representing Italians, and I'll do so till the day I die because that's blood.
And you were doing an interview outside of ATT with MMA Island. Joanna Jędrzejczyk biked up behind you, called you a future champion. I was wondering your thoughts on her recent retirement and how it feels to get such a strong endorsement from a legend in the Jędrzejczyk.
Yeah, Joanna is the best. She's my favorite female fighter of all time. It's terrible that she has to go and retire, But you know what? She's going to be successful in whatever she decides to do. That's just who she is. You know, she brights up ATT every day when she shows up. She's always got a smile on her face. She'll work with anybody. You know, when I first got there and I didn't really know anybody, she was always so nice to me. She's just a legend. She'll be in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, she's going to be successful in whatever she does. I wish nothing from the best from her, and she's just the fucking shit. If you've ever met her and you've ever talked to her, you know how awesome she is, and she is just one of the baddest fucking women to ever fucking put on MMA gloves.
And we know about your beef between, you and Higo, but Coach Eric, he seems to think that there may be a rivalry brewing between ATT and the Pitbull brothers.
Yeah, he wishes. His gym is not on our level. Obviously, when you got the small fry talking up to the big guys, you want to create a rivalry, get your gym some clout. I'm not even going to do that. They got 2 good fighters, and that's the 2 Pitbull brothers. I don't know anybody else. I actually don't even know that Eric guy's name. I called him Ethan before. I didn't know his fucking first name. I don't know who the fuck the guy is. I know he's talking trash to me, but it's like, dude, who the fuck are you? I don't know anybody at their gym other than the Pitbull brothers. There is no fucking rivalry. They suck. We're the best gym in the world, but they can keep trying. You know, props to you. You go, guys.
And how do you feel your wrestling will stack up with that if he goes, Higo trains with, Henry Cejudo and Coach Eric or Ethan?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who he trains with. I didn't know he trained with Henry. He could train with whoever the fuck he wants. He's not going to feel a guy that he's felt like with me. And I don't think he's going to take the pressure very well. And not just the pressure, the relentless pressure, the nonstop pressure, the pressure for 5 fucking rounds. You know, this isn't a 3-round fight. This is 5 rounds. I got 25 minutes to beat the shit out of him. But yeah, I don't think he's going to fare very well against it. I know he's a jiu-jitsu guy, so he's going to be trying to look for his openings to try to submit me. But again, if you just pressure a guy too much and you elbow him in the fucking head, it's different. You know, you can go and practice it with a wrestler and feel his pressure, but it's different when you're bleeding from your fucking eyes and I'm elbowing you in your fucking skull. That's different. This isn't just wrestling. I don't look at myself as a wrestler in this MMA game. I look at myself as a fucking mauler because I'm elbowing the fuck out of guys when I'm wrestling. I have my own style. I'm not a wrestler. I'm an MMA fighter. You know, this is very different. My wrestling incorporates everything with it. Not just the wrestling, but the jiu-jitsu with it, with the strikes with it. So it's a totally different feel. He can bring in whoever the fuck he wants, but he hasn't felt a guy like me.
And lastly, when you go out there Friday night, are you hoping to top your dominant performance that you had against Jornal Lugo, or are you just looking to secure the win?
Yeah, it's going to be hard to do that because I beat the shit out of that guy. But of course, I'm always trying to do bigger and better things. I do see myself dominating this guy even more, strictly because this is 5 rounds, and that's my style. I'm a 5-round type fighter. My cardio is the best in MMA. So obviously I do think I am going to dominate him more than my previous fight. I'm hoping to get the finish. I don't want to get it too early because I need to torture him. I need to make him bleed. I need to make him fucking tired. I need to drag him into those fucking later rounds, and right when he thinks I'm going to finish him, I'm not going to. I'm going to torture him a little bit more, and then I'll finish him in that 4th round.
All right, guys.
Hey, thanks.